for me, it was all about singing and just reaching the people. And the people decided for me that I belong here.
Have you ever been told you're not pretty enough, not good enough, and watch someone else perform the song you made famous? Only to smile through it while the world calls it a snub. Born March 28, 1972, Ledisi Annabade Young has spent over 2 decades proving that real talent doesn't need permission to shine.
If you want me, then want me or let me go. You be talking, but I'ma need you to show.
I'm just gonna rise to the occasion and sing and do my best and channel all the energy of New Orleans, where I'm from, my people, and do my best. That's all I can do.
But before we get into her Grammy wins and that Super Bowl performance that had conservatives losing their mind in 2005, you need to know 2 shocking secrets that define her journey.
But why am I still broke? What's going on? Why do I have $68 in my account? You know what I mean?
First, this powerhouse vocalist once slept on a friend's floor in New York with just $68 in her bank account, ready to quit music forever after being told she wasn't pretty enough for the industry.
You know, when I started, people didn't like my look. They didn't know what to do with me. You don't work or fit into this business.
And second, when Beyonce performed her song at the 2015 Grammys.
Beyonce's singing that song, but you're in the building.
Yes, I'm in the building.
Okay, so why aren't you singing that song?
The same song Ledisi sang as Mahalia Jackson in Selma.
Take my hand.
The grace she showed revealed more about her character than any award ever could.
I don't have a clue, but I will say what I'm excited about is that I had the pleasure of playing an iconic figure in Selma.
March 28, 1972, New Orleans, Louisiana, Ledisi Annabade Young entered a world where music wasn't just entertainment, it was survival. Her mother, a singer with her own band in New Orleans, understood this better than anyone when she moved the family to Oakland, California, seeking better opportunities.
Take care of her family. She wanted something more.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the only reason. But I say home goes with you even when you get a new home.
Yeah.
She brought that New Orleans soul with her. Oakland wasn't gentle with a little girl from New Orleans. The accent was different. The energy was different. Kids didn't just ignore her. They targeted her. Every single day after school meant fighting, defending herself against children who saw her differentness as weakness.
Well, because I told you I was the nerd. I had a different accent. I was odd. You know, the kids were like, we don't know her. We don't like her. But when they started to know that, the only way I got friends was when I started singing.
But then something shifted.
Give me stimulation. What's your motivation? How you gonna add to me? Yeah.
When Ledisi opened her mouth to sing, everything changed. The same kids who had tormented her suddenly wanted to be her friends. That undeniable power in her voice became her superpower, her shield, her way of transforming hostility into respect.
No, the only way I got friends was when I started singing. So when I sang, it changed everything. I said, all I have to do is sing and they'll stop picking on me.
Ledisi's home life was complicated. Her mother was strong, the provider, constantly telling Ledisi she was beautiful exactly as she was. But her stepfather struggled with alcoholism, and the chaos that addiction brings made the environment unpredictable and painful.
My mom wouldn't leave, so I had to leave. My stepfather was an alcoholic, and he had issues, which made everything else harder for our living. My mom was our provider. She took care of the home.
Music became Ledisi's refuge, the one place where she had control. Her mother taught Ledisi about copyright forms, about protecting her work, about the business side that so many artists ignore until it's too late.
My mom, she taught me early about copyright forms and not to sign anything without her looking at it. She was a legal secretary who was pretty much an artist.
She was a legal secretary who understood contracts, and she made sure Ledisi would never sign anything without understanding exactly what she was agreeing to.
Our living, my mom was our provider. She took care of the home. So I saw a strong Black woman. That's all I saw, just holding it up, but always telling us how beautiful we are.
At 18, Ledisi left home, not because she wanted to, but because she had to. Her mother wouldn't leave the difficult marriage, and Ledisi couldn't stay in San Leandro. She waited tables at Sizzler in San Leandro, then Red Robin at Bayfair Mall.
That was first. Then I went to Red Robin.
That one was
on up to Red Robin.
Red Robin.
That was by Bayfair
That was
Mall.
Bayfair Mall. I used to go to that. That was my go-to spot.
That was your go-to spot?
Juggling work with college and performing, Ledisi studied the independent hustle of Bay Area rappers like Master P, Too Short, and E40. She watched how they sold CDs from their cars, built grassroots movements without major label support. She formed a group called Annabade, her middle name, and started performing everywhere. Flea markets, street corners, strip malls, anywhere people gathered. Ledisi was there selling CDs, building her audience one person at a time.
Not if I'm wrong or if I'm right. What are the pieces?
In 2000, Ledisi released her debut album, Soul Singer.
This feels so nice.
On her own La Star Records label, the album sold over 50,000 copies independently, impressive enough to catch the attention of music industry executives. But major labels wanted to change her. They said she wasn't pretty enough, wasn't commercial enough, didn't fit their image of what a female R&B star should be.
Keep me hanging. Don't sell me no dream.
Her mother's voice stayed in her head. You're beautiful just as you are. But the industry's voice was louder, more persistent, more damaging. Ledisi found herself saying affirmations every single morning. I am beautiful, not because she naturally felt it, but because she needed to combat the message the world was sending her daily.
But you remember what I'm telling you. You're beautiful. She would say that to all her kids. It's great, like, having that reinforcement, even though all this chaos would go on in our home.
By her late 20s, Ledisi was exhausted. She released 2 independent albums that sold well by indie standards, but left her broke. She had $68 in her bank account and couldn't understand why success felt so far away. Wrong people surrounded her. Wrong business deals drained her resources.
We tried it.
So she made a drastic decision, moved to New York, quit music, and hide in Broadway theater where she could perform without the rejection crushing her spirits. She packed 2 suitcases, left everything else behind, and moved in with a friend named Richard, who let her sleep on his floor.
I was ashamed. I was sleeping on the floor at my friend's house. Richard, who I talk about, he was beautiful for letting me. I felt like, wow, the floor is better than the street. Yeah. You know, so I was close to the street.
That floor became sacred ground. Lying there night after night, feeling like a complete failure, despite selling 160 independent units, Ledisi had nowhere to look but up. In that humbling, God cleared away everyone and everything that did belong in her future. The Broadway world welcomed her. She understudied roles in Caroline or Change, worked on the Color Purple workshops, and kept her voice strong, even as her music dreams faded. Then Shaka Khan called, asking for her to open for a week of shows. But while in New York, while still sleeping on Richard's floor, something happened that would literally save Ledisi's life. One day she was listening to an A&M jazz station. In the middle of severe depression, she decided that day would be her last day. She was ready to give up, not just on music, but on life itself. Then Nina Simone's Trouble in Mind played.
And I was deciding, I was getting really depressed and I didn't want to be here anymore. I didn't want to be on this planet. I wanted to commit suicide. Oh. And then I decided, you know, this is going to be the day I'm going to disappoint my mother.
Trouble in mind. I'm blue, but I won't be blue always. I know the sun is going to shine in my back door someday. Something about Nina's wail, about the raw honesty in that pain, made Ledisi realize that she wasn't alone. Someone else had felt this. Someone else had survived this. She could too.
And her piano, and she was wailing, and I said, oh my God, I'm okay. Like you said, I feel better. That made me feel better. So I got up.
That moment planted a seed. Years later, Ledisi would spend all her savings creating a Nina Simone tribute album that no one believed in. They said she was an R&B singer, not a jazz artist. Despite New Orleans jazz being her first musical language, she put out Ledisi Sings Nina anyway, and it took her around the world. In 2007, Ledisi signed with Verve Records and released Lost and Found, her major label debut. Songs like All Right, written during that difficult period with her mother's encouragement, became anthems of resilience.
Sometimes the rain, it makes me sad and it's all right.
The album's success led to Turn Me Loose in 2009. Then came 2011 and Pieces of Me, the album that finally earned Ledisi her first Grammy nomination. The title track became a healing song for people dealing with caregiving, loss, and putting yourself back together after life breaks you apart.
Look at my face.
By 2013, Ledisi had become a fixture at the White House. President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama repeatedly invited her to perform at tree lighting ceremonies.
Nothing you can do 'cause
Juneteenth celebrations, and Michelle Obama's 50th birthday party.
Oh, it was great performing at the White House and being a part of that family and history, because that's history right there. It was amazing. It's surreal. It's still surreal. I still go back to it and go, did that really happen?
Being Michelle Obama's favorite singer meant the First Lady, a Black woman who'd faced her own share of being told she wasn't enough, saw something in Ledisi worth celebrating publicly. That validation carried more weight than any Grammy.
And the Grammy goes to Anything for You, Ledisi.
Oh my God!
Then came 2014 and the film Selma, Ava DuVernay's powerful depiction of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s voting rights campaign. Ledisi was cast as Mahalia Jackson, the gospel legend whose voice became the soundtrack to the civil rights movement.
Lead me on.
In the film, Ledisi performed Take My Hand, Precious Lord, and her rendition was haunting, powerful, and deeply moving. Selma received critical acclaim and Oscar nominations. Everything seemed aligned for her to perform the song at the 2015 Grammy Awards ceremony. But that's not what happened. Instead, Beyoncé, who wasn't in the film and had no connection to the Selma project, was chosen to perform Take My Hand, Precious Lord at the Grammys. The decision sparked immediate controversies. Fans called it a snub, an industry slight, driven by money, power, and image. How could the woman who portrayed Mahalia Jackson and sang the song in the actual film be passed over for someone more commercially powerful? The internet erupted. Black Twitter debated whether it was disrespectful or simply business as usual in an industry that always chooses star power over authenticity. Everyone waited to see how Ledisi would respond. Ledisi didn't complain. She didn't throw shade.
I don't have a clue, but I will say what I'm excited about is that I had the pleasure of playing an iconic figure in Selma, and the song Take My Hand, Precious Lord, it's been going on forever. Started with the Queen, Mahalia, the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin.
She didn't play victim. Instead, she said she was honored to have been a part of Selma's legacy, that her performance was now part of history, and she was grateful that Beyoncé could introduce the song to new generations. That grace under pressure showed the world who Ledisi really was. Her worth wasn't determined by who performed what song on what stage. Her worth was inherent, unshakable, already proven. Ledisi kept working.
I need to know.
She released Let Love Rule in 2007, launched her own record label under BMG Distribution, and took full creative control of her career.
Ooh, he was shot down on this day in the middle of his story.
No more waiting for major labels to validate her. She wrote books, Better Than All Right, Finding Peace, Love, and Power, in collaboration with Essence Magazine, and Don't Ever Lose Your Walk, How to Embrace Your Journey, through her own Chinwea publishing company. She married Ronald T. Young on July 7, 2018, her husband, creative partner, and co-producer on multiple projects, including her PBS special, Ledisi Sings Nina. Together, they run Fig Street Films production company. Ledisi returned to theater with Witness Uganda in 2019, earning LA Alliance Ovation Award nominations. She co-wrote and co-produced her one-woman show, The Legend of Little Girl Blue, with her husband, which premiered on the Walls Theater in Beverly Hills to 19 sold-out shows and rave reviews. She appeared on television shows like American Soul, where she portrayed Patti LaBelle, and made multiple appearances on Pose.
My life, let it be pleasing, Lord, to thee.
Her film work expanded with roles in projects like Spinning Gold, where she played Gladys Knight.
My world, his world, our world, mine and his alone.
In 2024, Ledisi released The Good Life, her 11th studio album, celebrating resilience and joy. The album spawned singles like Love You Too and Sell Me No Dreams, mature R&B that speaks to grown folks navigating complex relationships.
When it rains, you love me more.
Then came February 2025, and the call that would put Ledisi on the biggest stage of her career. They wanted her to sing Lift Every Voice and Sing at the Super Bowl in New Orleans, her hometown.
We got a call that they want you to sing at the Super Bowl. And I was like, stop lying. You lying.
Ledisi was terrified. 80,000 people in the stadium, over 135 million watching on television. She worked with Adam Blackstone on the arrangement, added a choir, and discovered days before the performance that children from New Orleans would join her on stage.
They want you to sing. He told me who asked me to do it, and I said, wow, this is amazing.
On game day, Ledisi walked onto that field and delivered. Her voice soared over the stadium, powerful and clear. She added her signature shout, a deliberate choice to let everyone know this was live, this was real, this was her. The performance was stunning. Black folks celebrated it as a beautiful affirmation of their history and resilience, but conservative commentators erupted in backlash.
Black people, if you love people, if you love the home of jazz, which is New Orleans, I think Lift Every Voice and Sing fits right into that. It's a hymn.
They called it divisive, argued that America had only one national anthem, complained about DEI and woke culture. Ledisi had been warned. Her team prepared her for the undercurrent of hate that would come alongside the praise. She focused on making it a moment, moving people, serving something bigger than herself. The controversy didn't diminish the performance. If anything, it proved why the song needed to be sung. Lift Every Voice and Sing isn't about division. It's about perseverance, about a people who sang through segregation and systemic oppression. Ledisi embodied that resilience. Following the Super Bowl, Ledisi launched the Love You 2 tour with Marsha Ambrosius, hitting 27 cities across the country. The tour features stripped-down arrangements showcasing Ledisi's voice without production tricks or studio polish. As of 2025, Ledisi's net worth is estimated at $6 million. She's earned 13 Grammy nominations, winning once. She received 9 NAACP Image Award nominations, 3 Soul Train Music Awards, and multiple theater honors. More importantly, she's earned the respect of legends: Prince, Patti LaBelle, Chaka Khan, and Smokey Robinson. Ledisi continues teaching at Berklee College of Music, serving as president of the Recording Academy's Los Angeles chapter, and building her entertainment empire. She's mentoring the next generation of artists who need to see someone who did it without compromising. Her hit songs tell the story of evolution. All Right, 2007, became an anthem for anyone fighting through hardship. Pieces of Me, 2011, spoke to fragmented souls trying to reassemble themselves. I Blame You, 2014, showcased her jazz sensibilities. High, 2017, celebrated freedom. Love You 2, 2024, represented mature love. And her rendition of Take My Hand, Precious Lord in Selma, 2014, connected her to civil rights history. From that floor in New York to Carnegie Hall. From $68 in the bank to financial independence. From being told she wasn't pretty enough to standing on the Super Bowl field singing to the world. From considering suicide to saving others with her music. From Beyonce performing her song to handling it with grace.
I'm thinking, okay, I'm beautiful, I'm chocolatey and whatever. And I get into the world and it's something different. And I say this in the book. Every day I tell myself I'm beautiful because the world says something different.
At 52 years old, Ledisi Annabade Young stands as proof that the industry doesn't get to decide who matters. When the girl they said wasn't pretty enough sings Lift Every Voice and Sing to 135 million people in her hometown, while haters rage online, the only response necessary is the one she's been giving her entire career, opening her mouth and letting the voice silence every doubt, every criticism, every attempt to diminish what God made undeniable.